your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, you've got to look close here, okay? All the way down there, that's the State Farm Center. Normally as clear as can be, especially those bright orange lights. But tonight, visibility clearly an issue. But there it is, as you can see. And the fog is quite thick tonight. Dense fog advisory has been issued for the entire area. Look at these visibility numbers down to third of a mile. Champaign, Decatur, Mattoon, Effingham, Paris, Watsika. Not even registering visibility in Danville right now. That's how thick the fog is. So definitely be careful if you're going out and about tonight. Temperatures are in the mid-30s. And the drive into work tomorrow morning could have some impacts with the fog and the rain. We'll talk more about the rain in the forecast and potential snow for the end of the week coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
You know, you don't need to go to college to be successful in life.
A massive donation is going to one school district to help students eventually help others.
Well, I think there is a gathering storm for people who are headed in the wrong direction.
Year one's in the books for Governor Pritzker. His second year is starting with the scandal in the State House. What he had to say when we went one-on-one.
Champaign already submitted its bid to host the IHSA boys basketball tournament. Now another city is fighting for it too.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
There's a huge need, you know, and I think that it gets more and more difficult.
A brand new program will help fill the need for certain careers and pave the way for those who need a job. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. Decatur school leaders say a big gift from a community philanthropist just to open many doors for kids. The Howard G. Buffett Foundation is giving the Decatur School District $2.3 million to help high school students. WCIA 3's Emily Braun is with us. So Emily, that's a whole lot of money. Where is that going?
Jessica, this is going to create a civic leadership institute for students in Eisenhower and MacArthur high schools. It will introduce them to careers in public service. Buffett says it's for two main reasons. Not every student wants to or can afford a four-year degree. Plus, there's a big need for employees in fields like law enforcement, nursing, firefighting, and legal professions, just to name a few. People in the room where the announcement was made celebrated because with this program, every student at the two Decatur public high schools will have a shot at career success. And as a side effect, Buffett thinks it could even curb youth gun violence.
To give them then this opportunity to actually maybe be in a career. That's not going to stop what's happening, but you have to look at what pieces can you influence to try to change it ultimately, and I think this can absolutely influence it.
It just opened up some more doors for the kids. We have the Ag Academy, went from 200 to 500 kids in the first couple of years. Now we'll have this other career path to give kids a clear direction and a vision for their future.
The institute was named after former Macon County Sheriff Jerry J. Dawson, who's been a major player in law enforcement education. This big gift also provides $400,000 in scholarships for students who graduate from those high schools and want to go on to continue their public service education at Richland Community College. The grant starts this fall and lasts 8 years, but Buffett says if there's enough interest, he'll keep it going even longer. Back to you.
Certainly great news for students there. All right, Emily, thank you. Also out of Decatur, the school board voted tonight in favor of changing district boundaries for elementary school students. This means about 180 students will be zoned for a different school. School board members say this needed to happen because some schools were either well over or well under capacity. The changes they voted on will even out those numbers. It'll also make sure more kids can go to school in their own neighborhood. Plus, board members say it was about time new boundaries were set.
Motion carried, so the boundaries are now officially changed for the first time in 25 years. So I'm going to give a big fat high five to this group and to Dr. Bouchard and his crew for making this happen. Thank you very much. Good job.
When you go to the district website, there's a pop-up with this message. It reads, "These changes do not affect students who currently go to school outside the Decatur School District." If you want to read more about the new boundaries, we have a link on WCIA.com.
Here's a follow-up from last night. The mother of a baby who was shaken and thrown by his babysitter 2 years ago says she is still coming to terms with what happened in court. Michelle Reed of Tolono told police in 2017 she shook and threw Laylan Duncan because she was frustrated. She pleaded guilty to aggravated battery and was sentenced to 3.5 years with credit for time served. Laylan's mother says that's not a fair punishment because Laylan will have to live with his injuries for the rest of his life.
He cannot walk, he cannot talk, he can't feed himself, he's still incontinent. He had a stroke, so the right side of his body doesn't work, and he can't play with his right hand or his right arm. And he basically will probably be dependent on us forever.
Reed pleaded guilty using what's called an Alford plea. That means she acknowledged there's enough evidence to convict her, but she is not admitting guilt. A plant in Coles County is closing, leaving more than 700 people without jobs. LSC Communications, which used to be R.R. Donnelly and Mattoon, will shut down by July. The company prints magazines for publications, including Martha Stewart Living and Better Homes and Gardens. The director for the Chamber of Commerce says it was actively trying to hire before the announcement. It had about 100 openings. Organizations like Coles Together and are now working to help people find other jobs.
It will have a big impact. Just last year, 2018, LSC celebrated 50 years in our community. So that's 50 years of economic activity that they've generated, and that will leave a hole. But we are a growing community. As I mentioned, many of our employers are hiring.
The group's also working with city leaders in Mattoon and Charleston, chamber executives, and Lakeland College during the transition.
A restaurant is back in business after closing because its owner was in a serious car accident. Siam Thai in Charleston shut down for 3 months. 3 people who work there were involved in this crash. In September, they were driving through Pisodum when they say another car ran a stop sign and crashed into them. 2 only had bruises, but the owner was thrown from the vehicle and fractured the left side of her body. She spent almost a month in the hospital and is still in rehab, but says she's grateful to be back.
What do I cannot full time, but I'm still here to help them out. See my customer come and saw me and saw them both. He's my partner, and they saw them. Be happy to get back here, but all my customers miss me. We miss customers. That's both sides.
It'll take months of physical therapy to heal her body, so the restaurant had to hire 2 more people to help out. New at 10, the clinic Effingham is one step closer to being able to sell recreational marijuana.
Yeah, right now it's solely a medical dispensary, but it's requesting a special use permit to expand now that adult use of marijuana is legal. Tonight, the City Planning Commission held a public hearing to get input on this. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen's live in the newsroom. So, Jennifer, what came out of this meeting?
Paul, after listening to people's objections and support for the proposal, the Planning Commission voted to recommend granting the special use permit to the full City Council. At the next meeting on Tuesday, City Council will make the final decision. Right now, the clinic Effingham is only allowed to sell medical marijuana. This special use permit would allow them to renovate part of the current building to sell recreational marijuana as well. There were only a few who showed up to tonight's public hearing. A representative of that business spoke, saying he believed the addition to the dispensary would bring in more foot traffic and generate more sales for other businesses as well. But there were also some who spoke up in opposition to this.
I think it's just a bad experiment right now that doesn't need to be allowed with our residents. And so I'm just asking you to consider what good comes from giving a special permit.
And to probably answer your question of do we need it, it's all about the money, let's be honest. It's going to bring in revenue, and that's what they're looking at.
The public works engineer said he did not think this rezoning of the dispensary would have a negative impact on the surrounding businesses in that area. The clinic Effingham also says they hope to start selling recreational marijuana by the end of January if it's approved by City Council. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, thanks.
One city is hoping to bring back a major event, but not if a city 90 miles away has anything to say about it.
Plus, Governor Pritzker set a hefty agenda for his first year in office.
We want better roads, better wages, better schools.
But the start of his second year is under the shadow of a State House scandal.
And the Illinois men's basketball team plays a little differently this year. What Coach Brad Underwood decided to switch up.